everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Duke. I coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm gonna talk about the Philadelphia Eagles have officially made their cuts and now have the 53-man roster, yo. I'm gonna go through each player that made the team. People who I thought probably should have made it that didn't, and people that made it that I was surprised that they made it. First, we're going to start off with the quarterbacks, man. I feel like it's no surprise there as we kept three. Carson Wentz, obviously, Josh McCown, and Nate Sudfeld are the three quarterbacks that made the team. Obviously, we cut Cody Kessler. Thorson didn't make it, but we're going to see if we keep him around for the practice squad. Even though I'm hearing that we signing the Giants' former fourth-round pick, to the practice squad. So that may mean we may be done with Thorson after all, yo. The running backs, I feel like it's kind of a surprise from the simple fact we kept four of them. The big four, obviously, it was Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders, Darren Sproles, and Corey Clement. I thought maybe we would have kept a fit one as far as like a return man, like maybe a Boston Scott. No surprise that Josh Adams didn't make it. And no surprise that Wendell Smallwood didn't make it, man. After he been teetering on the make it or not make it line for like the last couple of years, and not only surprisingly making the team the last couple of years, but during the season with the injuries and everything we've had at the running back position, he actually ended up, producing a little bit during the season, which is funny because he actually has been claimed by the Washington Redskins, who also are kind of deep in the running back position, with Pederson, guys, Thompson and that guy Bryce Love. So I guess there's more of like a gamemanship type of thing. Like they're gonna try to pick his brain on our offense or whatever. So that's the only thing surprised me a little bit is that we only kept four instead of five. The wide receiving core, we kept five. No surprise there. Obviously, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Nelson Aguilar, J.J. Ortega-Whiteside, and Mac Hollins. I know a lot of people, which he did. Greg Ward had outplayed Mac Hollins as far as wide receiving goes in the preseason, as well as Market Michelle. But Mac Hollins is an ace on special teams, man. I mean, and special teams, special teams is part of the game, man. I mean, you would believe that we sit at our top four wide receivers as far as producing on the field, with Jeffrey, Jackson, Aguilar, and Whiteside. So, the fit receiver is more going to be a special teams ace. And shout out to Mac Hollins because we drafted him basically more so for his special teams ability, as in that draft he was arguably the best special teams player in the whole draft when we took him, and he actually did contribute a little bit at wide receiver during the season. But he's a special teams ace, man. I know people ain't happy that Ward didn't make it, but I feel like a special teams ace is more important than a fit wide receiver when you already have four really good ones out there that's going to actually get in and play. You feel me? So for me, no real surprise there. Tight ends, we only kept two as Richard Rodgers went on IR. We only kept obviously Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. I thought we would have kept Joshua Perkins, for a third tight end, but seems like now, I feel like Howie gonna get another tight end, man. It must be a guy out there on the waiver or on another team or whatever that he wants to bring in as a third tight end, because we traditionally run three tight ends. You feel me? So it's hard for me to believe that's it. Like that's it. We just gonna roll with Ertz and Goddard. I feel like we in the market for another tight end, so we gotta stay tuned on that. But I was surprised that we only kept two. As far as the offensive lineman, man, we kept let's see, obviously we got our starters. We kept Jason Peters, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Isaac Seumalo, our first round draft pick, Andre Dillard, Big V, Matt Pryor, Jordan Malata, and we kept what's that guy name, man? Oh, what's that guy's name? That other old lineman we signed, man. I can't think is it Herbig or something like that? Like yeah, Herbig, I think his name is. Yeah. Um yeah, I mean her keeping Herbig kind of is a little bit of a surprise, man. I guess we gonna maybe move him in as like try to work him in as being like a backup center, which we cut Steven Wisniewski, which is something that obviously we all like Wiz, man. Wiz has contributed a lot to this team. Wiz was our starting came in and became our starting left guard the Super Bowl season whenever Sayamalu wasn't quite ready to fill that role effectively. And Warmack was a big disappointment. And Wiz came in and held it down at that left guard position, man. And we thought Wiz could have been like maybe the backup center, but I mean, that's why I'm surprised, a little surprised with her, big man. I felt like if Kel would have happened with Kelsey, I thought we would have probably moved, say a Malu to center, and probably put Matt Pryor at left guard or something like that. But they kept Herberg around, man. It was a surprise, yo. I must say, I thought we would have had one less offensive lineman than we have, but nevertheless, hey, that's the direction we choose to roll. So I mean, it is what it is. That's what's up. Um, Defensively on the defensive tackles, um, we kept four of them, man. Fletcher Cox, obviously, Malik Jackson, Timmy Jernigan, and Hassan Ridgeway. I was a little surprised that we didn't keep Hester around. Now, I was surprised we kept Herbig. I thought we kept one more lineman than I thought we would have, and we would have had one more D tackle. But I mean, they want to roll with just the four interior linemen, man. So was there four? Obviously, Cox and Jackson and Jernigan, and Ridgeway is a solid D lineman, man. A guy we got in the trade from the Indianapolis Colts before the season started. So that's the four interior linemen we gonna roll with. This was like one of the biggest surprises for me with the defensive end position. We kept all six. Like I thought we was gonna keep four, yo, or maybe possibly five, but we kept all six defensive ends, man. We kept Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, Vinny Curry, Deshaun Hall, who we all felt was gonna be the fourth D end and make the team. But we still kept Josh Sweat and Sharif Miller, man. I thought we would have like had some type of phantom injury for Sharif Miller to where we could have basically redshirted him, but he made the 53-man roster, man. That's very surprising to me, man. That we kept six defensive ends, yo. Obviously we ain't gonna dress them all, but it was a little surprising to me, man. But especially considering the fact we did not make the Jadeveon Clowney trade, which I'm glad we didn't. I guess it's really going to be a real battle for that fourth DN spot. Obviously, right now you would think Deshaun Hall has the edge just based off his great performance in the preseason. But I guess the coaches really want to see him go up against, you know, first team offensive tackles from other teams. So I guess that's more sort of do with it, like to say, he did great against backups, but let's see how he does in real life regular season football, and to see if he goes out there and he could be productive, yo. And I guess if not, then they'll try out Sweat, then they'll try out Miller. I'm thinking that's what Jim Schwartz, mindset is when it comes to keeping all of these defensive ends, yo. Um, Linebacker position, man, no surprise there to me, man. As we keep Nigel Bradham, Zach Brown, Kamer Grugier Hill, who's a little banged up right now, Nate Gary, L.J. Fort, and T.J. Edwards. I wasn't surprised we kept all of them, man. Shout out to T.J. Edwards on making this football team, man, as an undrafted free agent from Wisconsin. Look like we got a thing with undrafted players from Wisconsin, as Corey Clement was also an undrafted player from Wisconsin when we got him in, man. No surprise for me, Daz. We kept all of those linebackers. Cornerbacks, no surprise. We kept five, and Jalen Mills is going to start off on the pup list. We kept obviously Ronald Darby, Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, Avante Maddox, and Crayvon LeBlanc, who's a little banged up right now. Like the cornerback situation, man. So that's cool. Another big surprise to me was at safety. We kept more safeties than I thought we would have. Obviously, we have Malcolm Jenkins, Rodney McLeod, Andrew Sendejo, We kept Jonathan Cyprian and Rudy Ford, yo. I was surprised we kept those two. But I think those guys are going to, especially maybe not Cyprian too much, but Rudy Ford, I think he's going to be like another little special teams ace for us. As he's a guy we got late in the season, and I don't even think he played in the final preseason game against the Jets. Seems like Howie pulled the trigger on him strictly for special teams. So the fact that he made the 53-man roster without even playing in the preseason game lets me know that he's expected to be a real serious contributor to special teams. And obviously, no surprise with the specialists, man. Cameron Johnson is our punter, Jake Elliott is our kicker, and Rick Lovato is our long snapper, yo. Yeah, for me, biggest takeaways, man. Obviously, surprised we kept Herberg. Surprised we kept an extra offensive lineman. Surprised we kept all six of the defensive ends. Um, a little surprised we went with only four running backs instead of five. Surprised we went with only two tight ends instead of three. Um, Safeties was a little surprised we kept a little more safeties. Cornerback position is basically what I thought. The other guys weren't very effective. Scandrick out of there. He wasn't really good. Um, running back Smallwood is basically finally gone. Redskins picked him up. We adding another quarterback from another team from the Giants style practice squad. Looks like so we may be done with Pederson. Um, you know, Wide receiver. Some people wanted War, but I feel like a special teams ace is as a fit receiver is better than a receiver that's not even gonna really play like that. So I mean that's pretty much what the roster shapes out to, yo. I'll do another video later on once the 10-man practice squad is officially set. It isn't set yet, so we'll check that out, yo. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, hit the like button for your boy and go on, give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have Philadelphia Eagles content throughout the year. Also, this coming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific, I will do a live Q&A where you could come on there, ask me anything. I'll answer your questions and shout you out, yo. And I will do another video today once the practice squad is officially named, yo. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles fly. Welcome everybody to the roster.